Hey everybody, Alex Kazor, SteelersDepot.com, doing another of our weekly segment, talking to the tape. And today I kind of want to do a fun one. Obviously a great win over the Chiefs. Sure, there were things that, Pittsburgh has to work on and get better at, but man, that was just a great win, I thought, in all three phases. And, I think one of the biggest takeaways from this game, especially getting to go back and watch the All-22, is just how effective the run game was. And I'm sure by looking at the stats alone, you could probably surmise how effective it was. Obviously, you watched it. Le'Veon Bell running for $179. The team, figure what the final, team total was running the ball, probably around 200 yards. But I don't think that tells the story enough of just how dominant the Steelers' offensive line, the tight ends and fullbacks were at the point of attack, and how much of a push they got. So we have a bunch of plays lined up here. Probably not going to spend a lot of time on any single play, but I wanted to get through as many as I can to show you just how dominant and physical this group was. And, you're going to see why offensive linemen prefer run blocking to pass blocking. It's more physical, it's more energetic. You get to be the guy in control and the aggressor instead of catching like you do in pass protection. So, I have a bunch of plays here I want to take a look at. And the first one is coming early in the game. Actually, a lot of these clips are coming from early in the first quarter when the Steelers, I thought, established the tone early. But I just want to show you one thing that Tony Romo talked about it on the broadcast, and this is something the Chiefs have done for at least, I think, 2 years now, because they haven't found a great inside linebacker opposite of Derek Johnson, so they always walk down kind of this hybrid guy, Daniel Sorensen, number 49, in some of their sub-package football. And, it's obviously tougher in run defense when you remove a true inside linebacker from more of a hybrid guy, a little bit smaller type player. And you're going to see Villanueva here kind of prove that matchup. So you're going to get the double team here on this, I think, a split zone play with Jesse James coming across, a double team by Villanueva and Finney at the point of attack. Then you get Villanueva climb to the second level, and you're just going to see him engulf and just drive and pump his feet and take Sorensen out of the picture. This isn't a huge gain, I don't think, on the play, but you just see the concept and how it's effective for later on. That actually is a pretty nice game. It's a really good cut by Bell, that jump cut in the hole, that visions and patience and lateral movement that he has. But the double team there by Villanueva and Finney also kind of picking up the backside end who came off. That was a nice job by him, maybe a little bit of luck, but that was impressive. And then you're going to see just really climb to the second level, get up on Sorensen, run his feet, and drive him off the ball. So that was kind of a theme whenever the Chiefs went to that sub-package play and they moved 49 Sorensen into the box. Why the Steelers were so effective at being able to run the football in a scenario like that. Next one, a couple plays later, going to one of the Steelers' staples, their counter play, 22 double. I think in Dallas when Haley was there, this was like 36 or 37 counter. You're going to get two pulling players, Castro here and Jesse James. I'll run it through one time for you guys. But just really good blocking all around. Even AB gets in on the mix, which, if you know AB, doesn't always happen. Obviously what the pullers doing are key, Castro and James, but what also is really important for these counter plays to work is the down blocks on the front side. You have to be strong at the point of attack. You can't allow penetration. So that's why Vance McDonald motions over, because someone has to down block and wash the outside linebacker because he's outside shade of Villanueva. You have to get a good down block here on the 3-tech as well. You're going to get that from Villanueva, and I think Finney as well. So you're getting just a really good push here, down block, down block. There's no penetration. It makes it easier for the pullers to come across. The pullers have to get width. Because of penetration in any of these power schemes, they usually end poorly because the timing of it gets screwed up. The timing of it's really nice. James is able to get out in front of James Conner. We'll run now kind of what we're talking about with Castro and James, getting those blocks and logging these guys to the inside. So nice job by Castro. Inside, James sets his hips well, seals to the inside, blocked by AB, and Conner bust off. I think that was an 11-yard run. So I run it through again. The front side, the key down blocks. Backside, the pullers doing their job. Receiver helping out in the run game. And I think I wrote a bit on Steelers Depot. Oftentimes, what makes a great run game great and not just good is the receivers getting involved. And I thought across the board, whether that's Juju, Bryant, or even a little bit of AB, they all kind of put their hand in the pile as run blockers, whether that's cracking the safety or stalking the corner. And that was probably a big difference of why the run game was as successful as it was against the Chiefs. So there's a look at that. The next one a little bit later in the first quarter. Another 13-yard run. When the Steelers were really dominant with their run game early, kind of slowed down a little bit as the Chiefs adjusted. You're just getting really good blocking across the board here. I mean, you can look at really any of these guys and point to it. But I want to start with Villanueva because I think he does just a tremendous job. Again, you're going to get this counter play. You got to have these key down blocks. You got to be strong at the front side. Getting the double team here by Villanueva and Finney. Finney gets to the second level. You're going to see Villanueva just take the defensive lineman here to his knees. And then he's somehow able to cut the linebacker at the second level too. So he can't come over and fill. That's Derek Johnson. That's a really good linebacker who's played, for 12, 13 years. Actually, I'll probably show that from the aerial view as well because I want to show Villanueva making this cut block and how tough it was. Because Villanueva doesn't really have to do that. He's just getting the down block, but he's able to get the guy to his knees, so he starts looking for work. So there's a down block there, defensive lineman on the ground. And then Villanueva is able to come up and cut the guy so he can't come across the linebacker and be able to fill that gap. So I'll show it one more time from the aerial view. Yeah, I thought Villanueva, while he still got some issues in pass protection, gave up a sack in this game. He's allowed 4.5 on the year. I thought this was by far not only the best run blocking game of the season for him, but the best of his career. He was really dominant. You can see a guy, he was sick a couple weeks ago, had lost 20 pounds. You see a guy that I think is all the way back now, playing at a really high level in the run game, where frankly he hadn't always been this dominant guy despite his size. It seemed like he's actually a little better in pass protection in seasons past than in the run game. But I thought today, or Sunday against the Chiefs, he was really, really good. So other two things we can look at here on this run, the front side, the down blocks. I think I have a train coming, so I'm going to mute my mic and run this thing through a couple times for you guys. Alright, sorry about that. Living near train tracks, you probably still hear it in the background. But the down blocks here by Hubbard and McDonald. Again, that really good push. You get the kick out from Castro. You got Nix working through to the second level. Nix, it's a good play, though, when the fullback really doesn't have anyone to block, and he's just kind of running through and trying to get to the third level. That means you've done a really good job. So you get the kick out there. McDonald, great job to come off that. Work to Sorensen again. The guy to target in the run game with him coming down the box. Excellent blocking across the board, whether you're talking Villanueva, Hubbard, McDonald, Castro, and Bell's able to finish it off for a really nice 13-yard run. One last one in the first quarter for us to look at. 9-yard gain. Steelers are driving. What I want to focus on here is Marquise Pouncy and David Castro. Just going to do a nice job of being able to set their hips and work to the second level. You have that Pouncy kind of chip at the first level, then get to the second level, climb to the linebacker, square to the block. Castro does a good job of working into the second level as well. Good job to set his hips, be able to seal the backside defender, and then climb to the second level. Right there, just that Munchak always preaches how important the first two steps are, and those first two steps there for Castro, we'll show it again, are able to kind of get his hips into position so he can turn the defensive lineman. I think kind of the three tech there. Gilbert's able to now overtake him. Does a nice job too, Gilbert does, while Castro's able to climb to the second level. That's again Sorensen, that's the guy they've been picking on. Cut him at the second level because again, they're in their sub package where Sorensen's replacing the inside linebacker. And I'm going to throw in actually the slow motion here and kind of just watch Castro's first two steps of how he gets his hips into position. 1, 2, now he's able to get upfield, set his hips, Gilbert overtakes, Castro climbs. You got the same for Pouncy here, setting his hips square to the block, and Bell's able to create a little bit after as well. So really impressive the whole way around. I'll show it one more time for you guys full speed. But yeah, Munchak's two biggest points are all about your first two steps and staying square to your blocks no matter what you do. The second you turn your shoulders, create that soft shoulder, so when defensive linemen are going to be able to take advantage of you and win those one-on-one battles. So I thought, really good technique, but physicality and effort as well for both of those guys. A couple more plays to look at. We're going to jump into the second quarter. Trying to keep the time on this video a little shorter, but I imagine it's going to be probably a bit longer video because we're looking at so many plays. We have 6 or 7 total. I think we have 3 left, including this one. Again, same thing. That 22 double, that counter play. Sorry about that. Where you're going to get the 2 pullers from the backside. Got to have good, down blocks on the front side of this. Again, motioning McDonald over so you can be able to try to wash the linebacker. Good job by Villanueva. No penetration. Pullers were able to pull clean without having to reroute. And then just being physical. Watch David Castro here. Just deplete. Again, that's Sorensen. He just had the worst day. They were picking on him. And this is in their base with 2 inside linebackers. This is just Sorensen in the box. Taking on the puller. That's not going to work. Jesse with a good job. AB does enough to get in the way at least and kind of create a little bit of running room for Bell. So good job on the front side. You get physicality. DeCastro destroying Sorensen. Sorensen's teammate clips him, and it's another solid gain. So you have to remember the front side on these blocks too. There's no penetration at all. That allows the pullers to be clean. It keeps timing of the play of the blocks, and just a big energy booster too. When those linemen are just able to get downhill and play physical and play fast, and just kind of assert their will on the opponent. And that's exactly what happened with the Steelers' run game throughout Sunday's big win over the Chiefs. 2 more to look at here in the third quarter. Nice 15-yard run for Bell. Steelers, this is a scheme they don't run often, but they have run it in the past, and it's been effective. This is a dart scheme. So dart scheme is the backside tackle pulling across. So think it's just the plays we were showing with the Castro pulling, but now it's just going to be the backside offensive tackle. Same thing, good down blocks up front. Maybe a little funny here with Finney not getting the greatest push, but it's able to be just enough to avoid the penetration, and it doesn't screw up Hubbard's angle. But the things I like here, Villanueva climbing the second level, square to the block. Hubbard, kick out, square to the block. Creates that big lane for Bell to run through, and he does the rest, getting a little help from AB out on the edge. I run it through the whole thing full for you guys. Square to the blocks, nice job, run your feet, and a 15-yard gain for Le'Veon Bell. One more time. Again, Pouncy, heck, even to check out Pouncy on this play. Just the push he's able to get. I don't know if the nose tackle here tripped or what. But he's going to put a guy into the ground. He might have tripped over someone's feet, but still taking guys to the ground off their feet and creates the room for Le'Veon Bell. Last one to check out. Wrap up with this video. Let's see here. Somewhere in the fourth quarter. This one here. Just one other thing. We've looked at most of these linemen so far. Just going to get a double team block here on the one tech, the nose tackle, Benny Logan with Finney and Pouncy. And the way that this double team works, it's going to be a combination block. So once Finney is able to get square and makes contact with Logan, Pouncy will release to the second level and pick up the linebacker. So, once he's able to overtake the nose tackle, Pouncy will climb to the second level, and it's done really well here. So you get this double team here to avoid any penetration, avoid him shooting this gap. And then once Finney overtakes, Pouncy's working to the second level. He's on the linebacker now. He's square to it. Get a good lead block on this lead strong play by Rosie Nix. Pouncy does lose his footing at the very end. Lets the linebacker be able to make the play. But that's okay. It still turns out to be a 12-yard gain. So strong double team, climb, square to the block. Good job by Rosie. Good job by DeCastro. Just a clear runway for Bell to come up through. Job by Rosie to take out the linebacker again. That's a good linebacker. It's Derek Johnson, been in the league forever. Johnson tries to take that on with a shoulder. Rosie just seals him. DeCastro strong there. Bell does what he does, making guys miss, getting yards after contact, falling forward. So that's what I wanted to look at. Just kind of some of those clips of the Steelers' offensive line just asserting their will. One of the most dominant performances I've seen from this offensive line. I could have showed you 10 more plays of similar blocks, and the Steelers just winning at the point of attack. Bell was consistently able to get into the second level untouched, and you put Bell in space. It allows them to press linebackers, make guys miss, get those yards after contact, and you throw in some strong blocking by the receivers as well. I did a video on Steelers Depot, or a couple GIFs on Steelers Depot, breaking that down. You're going to have yourself one heck of a running attack, and that's exactly what happened Sunday against the Chiefs. So let me know what you guys think, any other thoughts that you have, any other future videos that you want to look at. This time I might get to a Vince Williams thing this week. I usually do one of these a week just because of time constraints, but maybe I'll do another. Let me know what you guys think about that. If you want to see Vince Williams breakdown, or if you want to see something else, let me know, whether that's on YouTube or Twitter or Steelers Depot, however you're watching me. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.